Hey, you guys, welcome back to Knuckle Sandwich MMA. We have our faithful companion, Nando, in the house. And wow, what did you think of the Cejudo Sterling fight?
I think it was good. I think Cejudo lost that fight. Nobody to blame but himself. I
Yeah,
I think he was trying to fight dirty, but within the rules, he was pressuring Aljo's neck, and I could see that, and I was like, look what he's doing. But Aljo just laid down and let him do that, and he didn't do anything. And then when Aljo got up, he made the best of it. He got
yeah.
his back. A lot of people think, well, Cejudo's camp all think that he won, but I don't think he won.
I
I
don't
was
think
listening.
I don't think he won either. He didn't do enough. Like we talked about last week. You got to do. You can't win a split decision off of a champion for a championship belt. Unanimous, yes. TKO, yes. KO, yes, obviously, but not a split. That's really hard to win like that.
Yeah, Dominic Cruz was saying that he went to because he's an announcer. He went to one of the classes that the judges take, and he was saying that the judges are scoring it a lot on damage, like bloody nose. Like that's one of the. And he was saying, as a fighter, you're trying to choke somebody out or you're trying to take somebody down. Now I know that I need to cut them. If I cut them, that's going to be way more points. And
So
that's what.
who's
Huh?
taking the walk of shame?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't write it down. I'm sorry.
I killed it,
Probably me.
man. I killed it on my picks. The only the one that's heartbreaking to me was the Drew Dober loss, man. He got
Yeah.
pummeled.
Steamroller.
Yeah, wow, he was cut up bad too. That broke my heart, but he started off too slow, and your boy, he came out blazing and never
Steamroller. Yeah.
looked back. That was a pretty entertaining fight. All right, but now you guys, Knuckle Sandwich fans from around the world, we are going into this fight night, UFC fight night in Charlotte, North Carolina. And it's going to be Saturday, May 13th at 1 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time. Wow, that's an early fight.
Yeah, that is very early.
What's that?
That's very early. I didn't
Yeah,
realize it was that.
it is early. But this fight, as Nando, you said it's on CBS or ABC.
ABC.
ABC. Okay, so it's a pretty stacked card. The names aren't superstars, but they're a lot of up and comers. But here's the thing: when I look at these matchups, Nando, they look super competitive, like very well thought out, based on fight styles and and the like. And so, super excited about this whole card. There's a couple of fighters I don't know yet, but I will, I'm sure, after this. But let's start with the main fight of the main card. Jorino Rozenstruik, and he is facing Hailton Almeida. Uh, and the odds are putting the odds back on finally. The odds are in Almeida's favor, minus 490 to Rozenstruik's plus 390. That's a
Jeez.
huge gap.
I would bet on Rozenstruik.
All right, what you got on this fight here?
Okay, Rozenstruik is 35, 13-4, two of the last five. He's the American top team. Wins over Chris Dawkins was the last one. Then he lost to Volkov and Curtis Blades. Almeida's 31, 18-2. He's on a 13 fight winning streak. That's probably why his odds are so high. Great takedowns, good pressure. Yeah, it's going to be Almeida trying to take him down because, I mean, the blueprint's there. Everybody knows you take him down. But I mean, Rozenstruik still is super good. He has that Dutch kickboxing style. And I think his main goal is going to be not to be taken down and to pressure him and hit him. He likes those hooks. He likes the hooks and the jabs to set up an uppercut.
Yep, and
Oh
he's got
man.
devastating uppercuts too. What's your thoughts on this fight? Who do you got? Well, before you pick, break it down for me. On the styles? What do you think is going to happen?
I think Almeida's gonna need to take him down. He's gonna want to take him down. He's gonna want to pressure him against the cage, get him in the clinch, and he has good punches too, but not like Rozenstruik. Rozenstruik's gonna have to. He's not as mobile as like a Cyril Gane, but he's gonna need to go left or go right. Don't go back, left or right, and try to set up something. Because if he keeps on getting taken down by the second round, he's gonna give up. I think
It'll be
it's not.
gas.
Yeah, that I think Almeida has better cardio. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Rozenstruik, but I don't think I don't know because when he fought Volkov Blades, yeah, I'm gonna still go with Rozenstruik, but I think Almeida probably will win.
All right. Well, I'm going to pick Almeida not just because of the odds, but because his double legs are really powerful, and he's lifting these big dudes up and slamming them on the ground, and that's got to take a lot out of you. Not just your confidence, but like physically getting slammed at weighing 260 plus pounds, getting slammed on your back. That takes a lot out of you, man. You just don't know what it does to the spine. Not to mention your confidence. But his when he does that double hand lock on your legs, you're not breaking that, man. He's a strong dude. They're both very strong men, but I think Almeida is much more agile, and he'll be able to take him down at will. All he has to do is avoid that uppercut, like you talked about, which I think he can because of his mobility. And I think he blows Rozenstruik out of the water. I think he's gonna submit him or KO him. This isn't gonna go to a decision.
You don't think so?
Mm-mm. No, because he's a strong dude. Almeida's a pretty strong dude. And even though I think Rozenstruik's got better more punching power, I think that Almeida's a little more accurate. All right. Next up, we have the light heavyweight bout. And our good old friend Anthony Lionheart Smith is back in action. It's good to see him from behind the commentator desk versus crazy Johnny Walker, man. And he's just steadily improved, in my opinion. We have got minus 110 for each man. So it's an even pick. What do you got on these guys?
Well, Anthony Smith is 34, 36, and 17, three of the last five, Factory X. He lost to Ankalaev, and then he had wins over Ryan Spann and Jimmy Crute. Now, Johnny Walker's 31, 20 and 7, 3 of 5. SBG, that's Connor's team. 2 wins, Paul Craig and Cody Laba. Well, Johnny Walker, everybody wants Johnny Walker to win. They're trying to set up Johnny Walker and Alex Pereira because they want Alex Pereira in that top 10. But Anthony Smith is a great fighter, has great boxing. It's a little more well-rounded. And, he loses to these grapplers, but he does pretty good against people that are going to stand with him. But Johnny Walker's way, way longer. What is the reach advantage?
So Anthony Smith has 76 reach, Johnny Walker 82.
Yeah. Okay. So Johnny Walker is going to have to come aggressive right in the beginning, try to hit him and not get taken down. I think Anthony Smith has great grappling. I think he has a black belt. He's been in some of those grappling tournaments I've seen, but I don't know if that's really gonna, I don't know if that he's gonna want to stand with Johnny Walker, seeing the distance seen the legs. I think Anthony Smith will grind it out though. He knows what he needs to do, and he wants to get a little step closer because the whole light heavyweight division is open for grabs. I think anybody there, if they get 2 or 3 wins, they're gonna be, in at least the talks for a championship fight.
And the ghost of Johnny Bones Jones is gone. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? For Anthony Smith. Um, uh, so I think that the odds are correct on this one. I think either one of these guys can win this fight. I do agree with your analysis on Anthony Smith. I think he's got a better fight IQ, but I want to say that Johnny Walker is one of the most improved fighters
Oh
from
yes.
his crazy antics before. You know, the flashy stuff. He's come quite a bit, which means he's coachable, which means he's more dangerous. So if he's learning and growing in this sport, you become more dangerous for sure. Anthony Smith, I think his IQ is up there. His fight IQ, has got a lot of experience. I do think that Smith hits harder than Walker. I think Walker is more elusive because of his movement. He's not a guy that goes backwards. He's a guy that goes side to side as well. And I think it's going to be a standing match. And I think if Anthony Smith catches him, he could put him out. But because you went with Anthony Smith, I'm going to go with Johnny Walker.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That's going to be a good fight. And I hope Anthony Smith, because we know Johnny Walker's going to show up. And I hope Anthony Smith shows up,
Yeah, he had some problems with getting it all up there. There's some fights that he lost that I saw, and I was like, he really could have won that if he could have just went back, kind of started from scratch at the second round.
Yeah.
And not really,
Yeah, but I think the biggest difference in that matchup, Nando, is Walker's improvement over the last couple of years, for sure. All right, next up we have a welterweight belt, and I really like this fight too, man. Daniel Rodriguez versus Ian Machado Gary. And we've got plus 240 for Daniel Rodriguez and a minus 285 for Gary. What do you got on these guys?
Okay. Daniel Rodriguez is 36. He's 11-17. 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu, Neo Magny loss. Win over the Leech. Kevin Lee. Ian Gary's 25-11. Fight win streak. Killcliff fight team, which is the same fight team as Gilbert and a lot of the old Black Zillions guys. He has a black belt in judo, great stance, body shots. It's going to be interesting because Daniel Rodriguez has really good Mexican boxing where he just comes in. And Ian Gary is a little similar to Connor in the sense that he has those kicks that he leads with, and then he's back and forth, and he tries to use his length. Even if he might have the same, even if he has the same arm reach as somebody, he fights a lot wider. His stance is a lot wider. He's not like this. He goes to the left, he goes to the right. He uses his kicks to set up his punches and his punches to set up his kicks. So it's going to be interesting to see if he uses his judo. He has great judo tosses. But I think Daniel Rodriguez, 17-3. Yeah, I think he's been fighting longer. He has a family that was boxers. So it's going to be really interesting. Who do you think?
That was a great analysis. I like what you said. I agree with it. Very, very good breakdown. The one thing that both of these guys have that I admire is heart. They've been in really bad situations and fought through it. Ian Geary, he went in a pretty bad situation too, and he toughed it out, and Rodriguez the same way. My thing is going to probably balance on one thing after everything you just broke down. The one thing that I think is the differentiator, and you can help me decide this also, is cardio. Who's got
Yeah.
the better cardio? And I've seen Rodriguez slow down. I've seen him slow down. He still plows through and he's got great heart, but I've seen his cardio slow down. And I think Ian has got a little bit better cardio than Daniel. And therefore, I'm going to go with Ian on that because I think otherwise they're pretty similar. And it's going to be who's got the gas tank.
Yeah. I think I'm going to go with Ian too.
It's going to be a great fight, though. Going to be a great fight. They both have excellent striking skills. All right, next up, we have the light heavyweight bout. We have Carlos Ulberg versus Ior Potieria. And this one is, we got Carlos with a minus 410 with Ior at a plus 330. So that's a pretty good spread there. What are your thoughts on this fight? What do you got?
Carlos is 32-71, 4 of the last 5. City kickboxing, 3 wins, tall, rangy, is good with his distance. He uses his distance very well. Ior is 26, 19-3, 4 of 5. Standard Pro MMA last win was Shogun. He's a little more aggressive. He doesn't wait. He goes in there. I couldn't find a lot on Ior, but yeah, the fight I did see, he was more aggressive. He came in there, he was getting punches, but he was taking punches to give, his punches. I think Carlos, I think they have it right. He's rangy. They're that kickboxing, city kickboxing has a style where they like to use their legs and they fight back, except out Volkanovski. Volkanovski kicks and kind of leans into his punches, so that's a little different. But most of city kickboxing is great with the kickboxing, great with the distance. I don't know about grappling, so I think this is going to be a stand-up fight. I think Carlos is going to win.
Okay. I agree. It's going to be a stand-up fight. Their stats are pretty similar. Carlos has a 2-inch reach advantage, and Ior has a half-inch leg reach advantage. So pretty well matched there. The thing that eludes me that I'm trying to think of right now, but I can't really pinpoint it, is the scrambles. I don't know, on either guy, their scramble capabilities. So therefore, I'm going to go with you and say that that it's going to be a standing match, striking match, and I'm going to also go with Carlos on that one. All right, we got another one, and I like this fight. Have I said that before in this podcast?
Yeah, this is a really good one.
I like this fight a lot, man. It's a welterweight bout. Tim the Dirty Bird Means versus Alex Morano. I like both fighters, really do. It's going to be hard for me to pick, but I might balance it off of your analysis of this, okay? Because I'm going to let you go first, and then I'll save my pick for after that. But we are at plus 190 for Tim the Dirty Bird Means and a minus 225 for Alex Morano. What do you got?
Tim Means is 39, 32-14. He's 3 of the last 5. Fit MMA. Lost to Max Griffin and Kevin Holland. Inside punches. He has a great punching style. He has a great, similar to the fight before them. He has great punching. Alex Morano, 32, 22-8, 4 of 5 Fortis MMA. Lost to Santiago, but he was winning that fight, a lot of people thought. He has front kicks, wide punches. That's the thing that kind of I don't like in this matchup. It's a good matchup for Tim Means because Alex is going to come with these looping punches, and Tim Means is very like he stands and he's like right in the middle, boom, boom. And that's what he. So I mean that might be the difference. I mean Alex Morano caught Donald Cerrone and a lot of other people, but Tim Means is kind of like a gatekeeper, but he takes that role seriously, and he knows that it's hard for him to get a lot of wins to get to that. What division is that? That's what.
Welterweight.
Yeah, welterweight. It's a hard division. I don't know
Tough
if he's
division.
ranked, but he doesn't let anybody pass him unless they deserve it. It's going to be a war. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of people take it to heart. He doesn't. He's a gatekeeper and he's making money. But yeah, I think the difference for me is going to be the inside punches of Tim Memes. And Alex does have good wrestling though, but I don't know if that's going to make a difference against Memes. He's seen it all.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Let's see. So I think I agree. The looping punches leaves Morano open for the jab, and Means he's rangy. There's a 3-inch reach advantage for Tim Means, but I think also his leg reach is significantly more. He's got 43.5-inch leg reach to Morano's 39-inch leg reach. But I think Tim Means uses that range really, really well. So he could be, you think he's 3 feet away from you. Next thing you know, that jab is touching you. Bam. And you're like, where'd that come from? But the way he steps in and throws the jab, he covers a huge distance in less than a second. And even though he's not the fastest striker in the business, I like the way he uses his range. Morano, I love his fight style too. He's the kind of guy that tucks his chin down, so he's a hard guy to knock out, right? Because he keeps that head down. And he's as you mentioned in previous analysis, he'll take a couple to give a couple. Who's got the stronger punches? I'm going to say Morano does, but Tim was going to probably outpunch him with a number of strikes. That'll total up. Will it be a finish? I think it's. I don't think it's going to go to a decision. I think both of these guys have something to prove, especially after coming off of losses, and they're going to come and show out. Who am I going to pick to win? I like Morano, but I'm going to have to go with Tim Means.
Sorry, Morano.
All right. Next up, we're on the prelims now, and another good fight, my friends. Oh my goodness. We have another welterweight bout, and it is Matt the Immortal Brown versus Court McGee, one of Utah's own, baby.
Yeah.
Court McGee. This is we got a plus 175 for Matt Brown and minus 205 for Court McGee. What do you got on these two dudes?
Matt Brown is 42. He's 23-19, 2 of the last 5. Immortal fight team, his fight team. Lost to Brian Barberina. Court McGee's 38, 21-11, 205 Factory X. Lost to Jeremiah Wells. Well, this is going to be very interesting. They're going to go in there. I don't think there's going to be any feeling out. I think they're both going to go in there and start punching each other. I think Matt, like I was saying, Tim Means, I think Matt has great. He's very well rounded, but Court McGee from Utah, he trained with Jeremy Horn for a while when he was down here. She has great grappling. You don't see it a lot. You don't see the grappling of either one of them a lot, but like Court McGee, his style is like he plots down and just goes forward and starts punching. And that, I don't know. I think someone's going to get knocked out, but I'm not really sure who. It's super because Matt Brown. Oh man, I don't know. Matt Brown has great it's I'm gonna have to go with Matt Brown. I think the reason why though, Matt Brown's he has a little more precise punches than Court McGee, but Court McGee hits so hard and he pressures you, and his style is very unorthodox, kind of like what was the guy from Jackson Winklejohn, the Keith Jardine, where he kind of like has that weird like kind of style where it's like kind of choppy, and you don't know when he's gonna punch, what he's setting up. You don't know if he knows what he's setting up. Yeah, I think Matt Brown's gonna win because he's a little more seasoned and he's gonna dictate where the fight goes.
Okay, I'm going to pick opposite of you for opposite reasons as well. I'm picking Court McGee because I think he's going to actually employ his wrestling. He has great wrestling. They're going to throw some punches and stuff, but I think if Court McGee gets stung by a hook of Matt Brown, who throws some mean hooks, man, he's going to take it to the ground. And I think if he locks Matt Brown's legs up on the ground, he's going to pin him up against the cage. Do some ground and pound. And I don't know if it's going to be a finish or not. I'm going to say a decision, Court McGee.
Oh, decision.
All right, next up, we have a heavyweight bout in the prelims. We've got Carl Williams versus Chase Sherman. And Carl Williams has a huge spread as far as being the favorite, minus 425 to Chase Sherman's plus 340. And Chase Sherman is coming off a loss, but I like both of these guys. What's your thoughts on this one?
Okay, Carl Williams is 33, 8-1, 5-win streak. American Top Team Atlanta. Contenders Chase Sherman, 33, 16-11, one of the last 5. Jackson Winklejohn. Last loss was Waldo. I don't know. I think that's why, because he's only had 1 win in his last 5 fights, that he's not really the favorite. You know, I'm not really familiar with Carl Williams, but I don't know. I think Chase Sherman, I think they need to work on his mobility a little bit, and they need to get him into some fights that he can win. He's hoping he can win this fight because, Carl Williams is coming off of the contenders. This is his first, bright lights, and this is going to be more people because it's on regular TV. But I think Carl Williams gets through it. Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't see any videos on Carl Williams.
Okay. I'm going to go with Carl Williams as well. I think this is a do or die for Chase Sherman. If he loses again, I'm pretty sure he's going to get cut. And he's been cut, I think, from the UFC twice before and then fought his way back.
Oh, yeah. Now I remember him. Yeah.
So I think this is a do or die for him, especially if he gets TKO'd or knocked out. He's going to be history. All right, next up, we got a few minutes left here. We're going to chat through these. Cody Stamann versus Douglas Silva de Andrade at a bantamweight, and we've got Cody Stamann at a minus 155 and Andrade at plus 135. What do you got?
Cody's 33, 21-5, 2 of the last 5 extreme creature. Losses to Said Nagamiga, Marab, and Jimmy Rivera. Douglas is 37, 28-5, 3 of the last 5, and he also lost to Said Nagamadov. So Cody Stamann's really good, but he's had the who's who, and Marab, Nagamadov, Jimmy Rivera. These guys are very, very well seasoned, and they're very much punch grapple, and that's not really his style that he can win. Douglas, I think, is more of a stand-up fighter, if I remember. It's going to be interesting to see who wins this. I think Cody might win it.
Okay, I'm going to go with Cody as well. I think he needs to string some wins together though. You know,
Yeah.
he was like a standout, and then he wasn't. You know, and you can't you gotta string some wins together to get the boss's attention. Next up, we have lightweight bout Natan Levy versus Pete Rodriguez. Levy is at a minus 265, and that dude's pretty tough, man. And plus 225 for Rodriguez. What do you got?
Nathan is 31, 8-1 for the last 5 syndicate MMA, 2 wins. Pete Rodriguez is 26, 5-1, 4 of the last 5 dominant MMA wins over Mike Jackson, the photographer. Isn't he a photographer, right?
I don't know, man.
Wasn't that the guy that fought? Yeah, I think Nathan Levy's probably going to win this. He's got way more fights, you know.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Nate Levy as well. That dude's tough, man. I like him. All right, next up we have the women's flyweight bout, the Ji Yeon Kim versus Mandy Bohm, and we got a minus 195 for for Kim, and a plus 165 for Bohm. What do you got on these guys?
Kim is 33, 9-6, 1 of 5 syndicate MMA, lost to Jocelyn, Cochera, McCannon, and Grosso. Mandy Bond is 33, 7-2, 3 of 5. She fights from Connor's team. 2 losses. One of them was Ariana Lipsky, which is really good. I think that's where she got him. She got that girl in the really messed up like arm bar where she had the arm and the leg. So both of these girls are trying to get a win. I think Mandy Bond has less damage. You know, four losses in a row, or I think it's 2 losses, a win, and 2 losses. It's a lot. You know, that weight class needs fighters, but you never know. They cut people, bring people in. You know, so I'm gonna go with Mandy Bond.
Okay, and I'm gonna go with Kim. I agree.
Okay.
They both need a win, but I'm gonna go with the South Korea on this one. Next up, we have the welterweight bout. And this is going to be another good one. I like both of these fighters as well. Brian Battle versus Gabe Green. And I'll tell you right off the bat who I'm picking. I'm going to pick Gabe Green on this one. I like Battle, and he's tough. They're both coming off of losses. Brian Battle is a plus 120. Gabe Green is a minus 140. What do you got?
Brian Battle's 28, 8-2, 4 of 5. Aston MMA lost to Renat. Gabriel Green is 30, 11-4, 3 of 5. Sub fighter. He lost to Ian Gary. So I'm gonna go the opposite. I'm gonna go with Brian Battle.
Okay. All right. I think it's going to be a good scrap. I think it's going to be a stand-up battle for sure. And may the best man win. And last on the fight card, we have a women's bantamweight bout, Jessica Rose Clark from Australia versus Chanira Lisboa from Brazil. And there's no odds on this fight. What do you got?
Rose Clark is 35, 11-8, 2 of 5 syndicate MMA. Last loss was Julja Sherlenko, I think. And Laboa is 32, 5 of 2, 4 of 5. Dumas 0-13 fight team, 3 wins in a row. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Rose Clark. I think LeBeau is probably favored, but Rose Clark is really good. I like her grappling.
Okay, I'm going to go with the new Lisboa, just because it's a debut, and they're putting her on ABC card, so there's going to be a lot of eyeballs. So she's got to have something special. Why they're putting her on there. So I think it's going to be a good fight, though. I think there's going to be a lot of fireworks. I like Rose Clark as well, but something tells me they're putting a sleeper in there, and Rose Clark's going to get slept. Did you like that? You like the way I did that?
Yeah.
Anyway, so you guys watch this fight, this UFC fight. That's going to be a great card, man. At first, I wasn't super excited about it, to be honest with you, Nando. But then I started looking at the card, and I'm like, man, this is really, really competitive card. I like it. It's going to be, and the best cards are the sleeper cards, right? The ones that all of a sudden, all these fights are just excellent and they're competitive, and even I've been, I always look for how fast the fight ends, to determine if I think it's going to be a good fight or not. But as I've seen these ones that go the distance, and they're not just laying on each other, right? But there's a lot of technique going on and a lot of transitions and different things like that. Now I'm starting to really appreciate it more and more. It's not just the knockout, it's not just the submission that I'm looking at, but I'm looking at all of these different techniques that they employ. And the thing that I like the most that really impresses me about a fight is if somebody's losing a fight, Nando, and they change their game mid-fight somewhere in the mid, that tells me a lot. Because you see a lot of fighters, they're losing and they don't do anything to change the game plan. They just keep it the same and they lose. They're losing the whole way. They don't change. But those dudes that go in the corner, listen to the coaches come out and try a different strategy and then come back and win, or even lose, but a close decision. I appreciate that because they're making changes to, win the fight, to win that fight. Not just hoping on a knockout punch, not hoping for a Hail Mary, because those are rare, very rare.
Yes.
And I'm thinking of Yair Rodriguez and the Zombie when he did that spinning back elbow, man. In the last second. It was crazy. All right, guys,
Yeah.
well, we are nearly done here. And we want to thank you for watching. Don't forget, like, subscribe, share, join the conversation, leave comments. We appreciate it. And looking forward to a fight. And they're getting ready to sell tickets next Friday or Saturday for Fight Week in Vegas. That's one I'm waiting for because we're going to that.
Are you excited?
Yeah, super stoked, man. All right, guys. Nando, thank you for your analysis. Thanks for the stats. We appreciate it. We'll see you guys next week on Knuckle Sandwich MMA. Bye-bye.